Here's just a few of the problems you can avoid: brown jelly, bubble algae, nudibranchs, aptasia, verminous snails, bristleworms, flatworms. There's more, but you get the gist. Hey, a wondrous day to all of my fellow and future hobbyists out there. My name is Matthew. I am your BRS beginner guru. We only got 3 more episodes to go, and they're all about corals. There are a ton of different products and a ton of different methods for dipping your corals, and there isn't necessarily one right one, but we're gonna keep it as simple as possible for you today. So please be aware that this is a much more complex and complicated issue that really depends on the type of coral. But as a beginner, you gotta start somewhere. But doing a simple dip is vastly superior than doing no dip at all. So get out a notepad and a pencil, or a digital pad and a fake pencil like I had, and get ready to take some notes to learn how to keep unwanted pests from entering your display tank via your new corals. Let's just start with the overall basic gist, and that is to remove unwanted pests from your new corals before they have a chance to enter your display tank and spread like wildfire. We're gonna accomplish this with a mix of chemicals, visual inspection, and manual removal. Never ever just plop your brand new corals into your display tank. At a bare minimum, just follow the steps in this video to do a simple dip, and that will help remove so many unwanted pests by itself. But better yet, follow the steps in this video, and then instead of putting your corals directly into your display tank, put them in a quarantine tank. Well, let's go ahead and move on to all the gear you're gonna need. A quick nota bene here: always keep your aquarium gear separate from anything you use in the kitchen. All the gear we're going to be using is available at BRS, but of course you can feel free to substitute with stuff you have. Just be sure that whatever you use is saltwater safe and is not going to leach out any chemicals. For example, if you have a 5-gallon bucket that you sometimes use with household chemicals, don't ever use that in your aquarium because you have no idea if those chemicals will leach out and destroy your corals. This should be pretty easy, but let's gather all the gear. And of course, number 1, we're going to start with towels. Number 2, 4 bowls or buckets. We like these OXO mixing bowls, especially since the white bottoms give a great contrast to the pests that we're going to be removing. A colander, number 3, not totally necessary, but it will help remove pests. Number 4 is a turkey baster, either something plastic or stainless steel. We also use this to remove pests. Number 5, coral dip. Just buy one of the following: either Coral RX, Two Little Fishies Revive, Brightwell Aquatic's Coral MD. Any one of those 3 is going to work just fine. Number 6 is the BRS propagation kit. Either the standard or the deluxe will work fine. If you don't want the entire kit, at least get a pair of bone cutters and something hard for scraping, like a dull butter knife often works. Number 7, soft brushes. I've been using this OXO set for over 5 years, but an old toothbrush will also work well. Number 8, frag plugs and discs. My favorite are the aragonite ones from Ocean Wonders, and just get a few different sizes. Number 9 is rubble rock. You can either buy rubble rock or just use the pieces of broken reef rock you already have. Number 10, super glue, epoxy, and Instaset. Make sure the glue is extra thick gel, and this BRS Instaset will make your life way easier when it comes time to rehome corals onto their new plugs. And the epoxy's there for large corals that are just too big for the might of super glue. Number 11 is a frag rack. You can always make your own out of black egg crate, PVC, and zip ties, or you can purchase a higher quality acrylic one like this mini magnetic one I have from Aquamax. Number 12, safety gear: gloves, mask, and goggles. At a minimum, you'll always want to wear gloves. It will protect you from the coral and vice versa, but if you're handling certain corals such as zoas and pallies, then a mask and safety goggles are also a must. And number 13, some sort of trash can or bucket to discard everything as you go along. Now that we have all of our gear, let's move on to the step-by-step instructions, but of course I got a few things to say before we get into that. Number 1, always wear gloves, if not for your safety and the safety of the corals, just so that you don't glue your fingers together. I take that back. I have glued my fingers together, and it is embarrassing and a huge pain in the butt. Number 2 is keep track of where you purchase your corals from. Some coral farms just have cleaner corals than others with fewer pests. So if you can remember where you bought it from, then you can buy from them again in the future and hopefully get cleaner corals. Number 3 is to be sure that the water stays warm throughout this entire process. So if you are doing a dip in the middle of winter and your house is 68 degrees, you may need to add heaters to those containers so that the corals aren't shocked during the dipping process. And number 4, I already said it, but only use aquarium dedicated tools. It is just a really bad idea to walk into the kitchen and grab a knife, use it on a coral, and then wash it and think everything's okay. You could hurt the coral and you could also hurt yourself that way. So only use dedicated coral tools. There are many other products on the market that may be helpful to you during this process, such as iodine, antibiotics, insect killer, or coral aminos. But as a beginner, I really recommend mastering this simple dip first before experimenting with those other things. During this process, your corals are going to be exposed to air, but don't worry, for the most part, corals can handle this. Certainly, all the beginner corals on our list can handle this, but just try to minimize the amount of time they're exposed to the air. Lastly, be sure to encourage your LPS corals especially to retract before removing them from the water. Sometimes you get the corals home and they have already sent their polyps really far out, especially Euphyllia, and if you just pull it up, they could injure themselves on their own skeleton. So what I like to do is take a large polyp stony coral, hold it upside down in the water right near the surface, and just gently twirl it back and forth while bobbing it up and down, and that will encourage them to retract before you lift it out of the water. Well, we got all of the basics out of the way, and it's time to move on to the step-by-step instructions, and that is, of course, next episode. As always, everybody, thanks for watching. Happy reefing, be well. We'll see you next time.